Yeah, my sister was talking to you about the same course that I purchased for my PE exam review because she wants to do it too, except she's civil. So she's like, it cost so much. I had to explain to her that you also get the materials, not just the lecture. But how have you been so far?
That's annoying. The chat's not showing up.
Yeah, that's also part of the reason why I was looking to see if I could just Discord voice call you because of that.
Well, damn it.
Of what?
That the chat's not showing up. I was hoping in case someone else comes along and I won't be able to see what they're saying.
Oh, I could try to check in case someone else comes on.
No, there's a way you can get it on your phone. I'm trying to figure that out.
And of course, the moment I appear myself in your stream, I start hiccuping. Oh, I thought you were I thought you were playing last time. You don't have to continue.
No, I restarted.
Oh, now I see what you're talking about when it comes to the echo. I'll just turn the volume down so I don't make it so obvious. Yeah, but I thought you had to continue, or you're just starting over?
I restarted.
Okay.
So it would make more sense. Trying to open the phone program real quick.
Okay. Yeah, voice chatting also helps me because it allows me to move around and still watch because I can send this, I can view my monitor from far away too, but I can't type. But how's your day been, though?
Yeah, okay, it's on phone now.
Oh, look, Northwater.
Type a message on the phone. Or in chat if you can, so I can see if it shows up here. Nice.
Oh, so you're using the phone Discord now?
No, it's phone restream.
That's what Northwater is?
No, that's another person viewing, I assume.
Me? No. Oh, it's someone named Terry.
Hello. Okay, well, it's kind of small, but I can still see what's going on, so we'll see how this goes, I guess.
Oh, is Terry one of your friends too?
I want to say yes, but I don't remember exactly, which makes me feel like shit.
Perhaps you've seen it. Maybe
LOL.
in a
He
dream.
actually said, "Here, told you I'd be here."
Oh, he's watched a few
forgotten
Guild Wars
land.
Guild Wars ones.
Okay.
A place where souls may mend your ailing mind.
I don't have a life.
You will lose everything. Once branded. The symbol of the curse. An augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame. Your wings will burn in anguish. Time after time. For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
I hope that made sense to you, because it's not supposed to.
What, the intro?
Yes.
I thought that's just Dark Souls in general.
No, the other ones are more straightforward. This is the weirdest intro of the series.
Is the blind lady, is she important?
She's a fire keeper, you'll see more of them up ahead. But the general idea is you went through some kind of portal.
So she's like the blonde lady in number 3, right?
Yes, they're all fire keepers.
Looks like 3, she got quite an upgrade, but yeah.
Here's more of them.
Oh, so in number 3 there's only one?
What seems to be the ruckus?
There's one per bonfire. You'll see some more later in the game.
Your face.
But
The face of
why do
the
they have a group
curse.
then here?
It's an undead
because they grouped up. Because
An undead has come to play.
one of the ideas is that you're gone back in
Well, end up
time,
here.
and this
All
is
the
like the
ones
things
like
between
you.
worlds where you are right now.
You
And
spoke
that
to
one there
that
in the chair
kind old dear, didn't you?
is the one you talk to in the future, is what the going theory is.
You're finished. You'll
Okay.
go hollow. Yes, you'll become one of them. Hollows prey upon men. Feast
I guess in 1
upon
and
their
2, they're all old, while
souls.
number 3, she's all beautiful and young.
This is the fate of the cursed.
Well, I mean, there's a young one here, taking care of him, that one.
What is your name?
Okay.
Oh, at least you know your own name. Here's your reward for sharing. It's a human effigy. Take a closer look. Who do you think it's supposed to be? Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
They weren't kidding about making them the most weird.
All people come here for the same reason. To break the curse. You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance. Well, you never know. Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom. But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You'll lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
I don't think he can hear you.
No, I just don't want to talk over the cutscenes.
Okay.
I hope we enjoyed that, because that's the last cutscene we're going to have for a long time.
Oh, so Northwater is also playing the game at the same time.
What?
Place your summon sign at the forest, will you?
I don't think I'll need that, but I appreciate the offer. I think I might be someone different than you think I am, Northwater. Yeah, but I don't know who this Cassandra is you keep mentioning in.
I think you might be from your D&D group.
What do you know me from? Is it a Discord group? Because I'm really sorry, but the name is not ringing a bell right now. I hate not have enough strength to use the mace.
But you're using it?
I can only use it in 2 hands until I get some more strength. They
Okay.
have very strange starting classes in this game. Which is why I'm swinging more so slow, because I don't have the strength to use it. But I can still do damage with it, which is why I'm using it.
Oh, I thought if you didn't have the strength, you couldn't hold it at all.
If you're wondering why I'm lighting everything, once you light everything in the tutorial, you get to fight a special guy.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to be able to do it now because there's a blocked off passageway, but later, when I come back, I'll be able to do it.
To be fair, I kind of like this tutorial of 2 more than 3 because 3 immediately throws you up against the boss.
Yeah, all the little pillars you keep seeing are staying like, this how you jump, how you block, kind of thing.
Yeah. No, for me, it's like before you get used to the game mechanics. At least I understand it's supposed to be a hard game, but I'd like a little bit to have time to understand what the mechanics are before you get fight a boss. You know.
That makes sense. Yeah, well, it's also because I've played all this before, but I know. But yeah, it's having to fight Udix Gundyr is definitely a challenge. If you've never played a Dark Souls game before.
Who's that white spirit by you?
It's supposed to be other players, but I doubt other people are playing at this precise time, so it's just like a game mechanic kind of thing. When these games are at their peak, it's to show you that, hey, other people are in this zone too, and so you can potentially
Okay.
summon them to help you, kind of thing.
What was that?
Heal, because I'm a cleric.
So your heals use your stamina instead?
No. If you see it has a 2 next to the heal, that's how many uses I have of it. I can replenish those uses through a consumable called herbs, but they also refresh your bonfires. So
Okay.
it's like a secondary healing resource I have.
Okay.
Did you see that
'Cause I
guy
don't know if
down
it
there at
was.
that doorway? That's the statue that's blocking the path, which means I can't go over here yet to get the items.
Okay, because like Dark Souls 3, you have mana and stamina, but in like Dragon's Dogma, which I need to get back into because like it's still one of my favorite games. Your magic is cast through your stamina and all of your abilities too.
Yeah, this isn't... I mean, in Demon Souls, which was the first game in the series, technically, but that's a PS2 exclusive, which is lame, because that game was really fun. Had mana,
Okay.
too. And then they brought mana back for Dark Souls 3. Because in this game, if you want to have more uses of a spell, you have to equip the spell more than once, which is annoying, but you can, late game, you can have like 8 copies of each spell, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Yes, I've played this before. It's an unpopular opinion, but this is my favorite Dark Souls game, because magic is actually good, and dual wielding is fun, even though I won't be using it this playthrough. Because I'm going to put 1 point into strength, and then all my other points are going to go into health and magic stats.
Oh,
Have you
it's
business for
Northwarder's
me?
favorite too.
The way under's all blocked up, you see, by this god-awful statue. Heavens above! Who thought it a good idea to put it there? Oof, I'm in quite the pickle now. See that statue? Ah, hey. See that?
Yeah, good rule of thumb: always exhaust all the dialogue until the crap didn't mean to class that until they start repeating themselves.
Okay. Did you check the chat?
I mean, I suppose we could once I get to the forest. Although I was planning on going to Sen's Fortress first, not Sen's Fortress. Forget what it's called. The place with the knights, because that's good free levels and it's free. But I'll go to forest first so I can get an extra mace.
Oh, you can't go back to that other area?
No, I can, but I tend to not go to the starting zone first when I do these playthroughs. I tend to go to a different zone first to get the souls to buy stuff. But if you're willing to level, I'll go to first zone first. Those will be important later for casting spells at a distance. Let's get this all started up.
Oh, okay.
Are you, or merely a bearer of the I will remain by your side. Take this. Go. He who king. Bear for you will seek there's once you have so that bear less.
She's just telling you basically go fight bosses. Here's a healing flask.
It makes you wonder, where are these random human NPCs coming from? Because if 90% of the world is already dead.
I also like this game because you saw that I just swung with my chime. And here, I'm gonna go to the screen real quick. You can see that my chime has magic and dark. You can't really tell. It's lightning and dark damage. Which means if I punch people with it, it actually does a lot of damage. That's not how it is in Dark Souls 2. Or 3.
Bear of the
You can't actually swing that thing, right?
You can, but it only does physical damage. Give me that on strength. And the most powerful weapon in the game is actually a magic stick. So it's really good, and its damage is awesome, but it's got a shitty moveset. But I like that that's a thing, that you can just hit people with your magic stick.
Okay, reminds me of Dragon's Dogma, where like since each of the weapons have like have different moves depending on your class, but they have cross-class abilities that you can keep your base class skills when you go to a more advanced class, so you can tailor your moveset to that accordingly. So you just have a lot more options than whatever just one weapon is. And that one, it seems like you have a lot more options than just any regular weapon. You can also have meme builds that are actually really effective.
Correct. But because Northward wants to group up, I'm going to go and grab the bonfire here just so I don't have to do it later, and then I'll go to the first zone. And all these bloodstains are where people have died previously, if you're curious.
But is that exactly where they died? That's what I'm wondering.
They died in that location 7 seconds ago, if I remember correctly. Because there's someone that spawns where I just ran through later on that you can fight.
Okay. Because I know number 3, they are exactly where you died, right then and there.
Heights Tower of Flame, that was it. I remember before I actually got here. This is where we're supposed to go. It's down here, because this is the easier path.
So far, the game looks easier than 3. I just noticed there's just fewer enemies.
It gets more insane later on. That's this thing.
Okay.
This Dark Souls 2 likes to throw big hordes at you, which I find fun because it's different. But lots of people are like, "Oh, that's not how Dark Souls is supposed to be. You're supposed to be fighting like one guy, and it's supposed to be really hard." Meh. But this game was definitely made with a different intention in mind because it was made by an entirely different team. Because the Miyazaki, who's the like father of Dark Souls, wasn't on the team that made this, so it had like different goals in mind.
This seems more of a classic fantasy. Like more mysterious, more just exploration.
I'm glad this chat thing works on my phone. That's really helpful.
Still, I recommend Discord on your phone. It's actually pretty helpful. So I do that for raids because even though they were asking about my auto sensitivity settings in the raid, I still prefer it on my phone.
Come on, get stuck in the sit-down animation again like your friend did. Okay, screw it. Yeah, you may have noticed there's a thing called life gems, which is different from the regular Dark Souls Estus only kind of healing, which people often complain about, but I often try to remind them, no phone, I don't want to enter my Apple ID verification, fuck you. This is the only Dark Souls game you can beat without ever sitting on a bonfire, and life gems are crucial to that. It gives you a way to heal without your Estus.
How much do they heal you?
Ow, right in the face. Not by much, but there's better versions of them that you can get, and yes, you can stockpile them to make healing trivial, but that's the price you pay for being able to go through the entire game and sit at a bonfire once.
Do they respawn at a bonfire, or they literally just disappear as a regular consumer?
It's something you can pick up and buy. You can hold 99 of each of them, but there was a like a trial of here's some horde you gotta fight.
Yeah, 2 overall looks a lot more pretty than 3. 3 was like everything is dead, everything is ruined, and more dead. This actually has some green scenery.
It gets pretty dull, like dark and dim later on once you get to the castle, but that'll be a while.
Yeah, I kind of prefer some of the more classic looks. That's why I was like, Sky Oblivion. Oh my god. I assume you're gonna download that the moment it arrives, right? Since it seems to be getting closer and closer to completion.
That's the hope.
Because you just have to own Skyrim and Oblivion to be able to download it for free. Since it is a volunteer-based project. Still so sad that like such a beautiful remake of the game, the fans care more about the game than Bethesda does. Which reminds you, did you know that the shoulders of the Ebon Vanguard had fallen to 150 earlier and now it's back to 250? Oh dear.
Yeah, I did that really poorly. I normally go through that and just wake up one at a time, but I went for the 9 I knocked off earlier. Now I look ugly, which means the hat's going back on.
Hi, Darla, you're streaming tonight and it's Sunday. I thought normally you're doing D&D right now.
One of our players couldn't make it,
Okay.
but yes, I normally would be doing D&D for this time.
But how's the resume editing going so far?
Decent.
Okay. Yeah, like if you have any more questions, just ask me because I don't know if everything I wrote there was made sense or not because I kind of wrote it based on like what I learned while I was at engineering school. They actually have they actually had sessions where you would just take your resume to them and they'll give you tips. Some were good, some were not so good. Because it was like a rotation-based thing where you can like keep talking to different people, they give you different tips. Some tips made sense, others were just stupid. So. In your opinion, do you feel like the Flatlands looks like this?
Probably lots of ruins around it from former people who are doing stuff.
Like the remnants of war, or do you think the plague hit them very hard?
Remnants of War. People who build a fort and like, yeah, we're so cool, and then they all died.
Yeah, sounds about right. I looked up a video about life in medieval castles, and I'm just like, yeah, it kind of sucks.
I mean, better than not having a castle wall to protect you.
That's true. With your toilet's basically an empty, like a straight chute, garbage chute down that all the smell would start wafting up.
One thing I will say does annoying is, in this game there's, you know how in Dark Souls 3 and most Dark Souls games when you roll you're invincible?
Yeah.
In this game there's a stat tied to that called adaptability, which makes your agility higher, which makes you have more iframes when you're rolling. That's annoying. So at the start of the game your roll is garbage, and you have to rely more on blocking or just moving out of the way of stuff. And your weapons degrade real quick, which is kind of annoying.
I thought 3 your weapons don't degrade.
No, they do.
They do?
I mean, it resets at a bonfire in this game, which is nice, but as you can see, my mace is already half broken.
You can visually see it, or?
It's probably hard to see on the
there's-
stream, but there's a little bar underneath its picture. That's its durability.
Okay, that's a little hard to see, but I can see it. Also, it looks like to me that arrows stagger you far longer than 3.
Well, it's because they hit me in the head. That's what makes it stagger me more.
So how do you go through the game without sitting at a bonfire because your weapons will degrade so quickly?
You just keep picking up new ones, or you can get
Okay.
just enough repair powder to keep stuff going, which repairs your stuff. Or there's some weapons in the game that are unbreakable.
Okay.
Buy some. Oh, come now, help an old woman and buy something.
Damn, just not enough for the lockstone yet.
Thanks.
What's a lockstone?
Use it to open certain doors, which I'm going to use later on once I get enough money for it.
I'm surprised
Damn
there's a
it.
random little old lady sitting there when there's zombies running around everywhere.
That's because it's Merchant Hag Militia, man. That's what she does.
Guess the soldiers, but she's invincible because the soldiers buy from her too.
No, just most NPCs don't bother each other.
Okay. Nah, just joking and say that the reason why she's there is that the zombies buy from her too.
I'd believe it.
Also, it seems you haven't run across a mimic yet.
They don't show up till later. And you can tell what's mimic and what's not if you look carefully at the chests, thank god. Because they pretty much insta-kill you regardless of your health in this game. Okay, let's get this bug this time.
I thought they do the same in 3.
No, you can out-tank it. Time to get naked for some full damage.
Why would you take off your clothes when you're falling?
Because fall damage in this game is dependent on how much weight you're carrying, and the less weight you're carrying, the less fall damage you take.
That's somewhat ironic to think about it because it's still in your inventory.
You wouldn't like Demon Souls then, because that had a carry weight and a equipment weight, so you could only carry so many stuff in your inventory. Which means if you found a cool set of armor, you often have to leave it behind. People really didn't like that system. That's the wrong thing. There we go.
They do that in Dragon's Dogma, so I modded it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That sounds very annoying. It's like, we think, like, there's lots of cool stuff in our game, too bad you can't pick it up.
And the thing is, like, every single damn consumable has weight. And I'm like, are you serious? Why is this herb starting to ruin my carry limit? And in Dragon's Dogma, your physical build matters a lot more, because if you're short, you can recover stamina faster, but taller people have higher stamina pools to start with. And also affects your carry weight slightly, but taller people can carry more. But they also have larger hitboxes.
Makes sense.
And short people can crawl through some spaces, and tall people can actually pick up short people and boost them up to higher places.
If you're wondering why I'm doing so much damage, it's because I'm using a blunt weapon, and blunt weapons do extra damage against people in armor, and most of the people in this game is armored. Thank God.
So is that the same as in 3? I don't know about 3 that much, so...
It has the same system, but it's not as important as it is in this game.
Okay.
There's also no standard damage like there is in Dark Souls 3, so long swords like do slash, which makes them kind of shit. You generally want to stick with blunt and pierce in this game.
Well, number 3 looks like slash is more important.
No, number 3 you use standard, which is what long swords do. And most axes.
So still slash.
No, it's not slash. Slash is a different type of damage that only curved swords in Dark Souls 3 do.
Okay.
Couldn't have enough of the lockstone. Yeah, the goal here is to spend 10,000 souls at Valencia before I beat the boss. Because she gives you a coveted silver slipper when you can do that.
If you spend souls before you arrive at her?
No, if you buy 10,000 worth of goods from her.
Oh. And I'm just trying to remember, if you sit at a bonfire and all enemies respawn, they still give you the same number of souls each time? Or do they eventually stop giving you souls?
Nope, they keep giving you souls, but in this game, enemies will stop respawning after about 10 times after you kill them, which is a good and a bad thing. It means you can just have a straight shot to the boss if you're having trouble with the boss. It also means there's a limit to how much you can farm. So
if you
good and a
just
bad
sit at a
change.
bonfire like 10 times and just kill every single enemy, next time you die to a boss, you just wander through an empty map.
Yep. Which is, again, a good and a bad thing.
You?
Okay, that's 5,000. What if I can get the wall glitch to work? Let's find out. Fire a longsword, even though I can't use it because I have enough dex. There's fireball on the other side of this wall, which I'm trying to hit through it to open a shortcut. Screw it. You probably need a firebomb, and I'm not going to waste time for that.
Well, you got a firebomb.
Yeah, but I don't know the exact angle you have to stand, so I'm just going to do it from the other side. Need to go light a torch for later use.
How long do they stay lit after you light them?
You can see the timer above the torch icon. Each torch you pick up gives you 5 minutes.
Okay.
Unlike Dark Souls 2, where it's just an item you can use. shortcut open.
Okay.
That was close.
No point. I guess that's why you have your cleric as your starter.
No, it's because they have the stats I want, which
Okay.
is good faith and attunement, but shitty intelligence. So if you just try to pump some points in intelligence. But that, see, it's an example of the game being like, here's a group rather than a single individual, which I think is fine because it just tests different skills from you. But lots of people are like, no, that's not how Dark Souls is, as I said.
Okay.
But as you can see now, it feels.
You still have your Estus. I like how the guy's sword is poking through that door.
There's also another kind of mimic in this game, except it's not an actual enemy, it's just a trap chest, which is what you're about to see here. Is it poison or crossbow? Poison, run away. This is what the lockstone was for.
Okay.
Hello there. Traveling all alone in these treacherous times. Well, I hope you have a very good reason. Oh, hogwash. Who am I to judge? My name is Pate. I journey hither and thither on a sort of treasure hunt, you might call it. Be careful out there. There's talk of unsavory bandits who prey upon travelers like yourself.
Very subtle, Pate.
Oh yes, you be cautious if you go any farther. There's treasure in there for certain, but the entrance locks from behind. I saw the same
Chicken
design
Alfredo.
earlier, and it's the same contraption, I'm sure. I was with this warrior, you see, and he insisted that he go inside first. The rather brusque fellow tried to swipe the loot for himself, but it trapped him inside. I still have the gent's ring. I do hope he wasn't harmed.
What were we saying? What were we saying?
Chicken Alfredo.
I'll leave this one to you. I'm worried about what might be inside.
As you can see, Pate's very subtle that he's
I'll
totally
leave
not
this
out to
one
kill
to
you.
you. I'm worried about what might be inside.
Oh, he attacks you when you walk in?
No. It was just treacherous. You'll see more later in the game. Once you meet the warrior he mentioned. Also hope you like secret doors, because there's lots of them in this game.
Oh, okay.
With very little indication of where they are, just to troll you.
Well, I see you managed to escape. I hope that brave warrior didn't come a cropper either. Be careful out there. There's talk of unsavory bandits who prey upon travelers like yourself. Oh, but you should take this. It allows undead to call out for help to one another across the fissures between worlds. With luck, somebody will lend you a hand. Well,
Very subtle, Pate. Very subtle.
Yep.
This is a giant tree. It's a giant that's been made into a tree.
Okay. Oh, there's the guy with a whip.
Yeah, we can use whip in this game.
Okay.
That didn't work. I totally missed that jump. Are you enjoying this new September?
Yep. I'm listening to it while I'm also watching you.
Well, that worked. All the enemies left this area because they're trying to chase me.
Oh, they actually will run away from their spawn areas.
Well, they're running after me. They weren't really running away from this.
Wait, does the game pause when you pause, or no?
It does not, which is why I had to wiggle around as I was doing that. I didn't get smacked in the face by a spear.
I can't wait to go wander by that Khajiit on that bridge in Sky Oblivion. When they don't look like some of the worst facial animations of Oblivion I've ever seen, so.
I liked the Khajiit in Oblivion because they had the hairband hairstyle, which is my favorite one. And they didn't have that in Skyrim, which is annoying.
Mods. Skyrim is an engine, not a game.
What a good way to put it.
Oh, what's that green thing on you?
It's the effect from the Chloranthy ring, which means I have stamina and regeneration increase.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask you, is there a day-night system here or no?
No, just some areas are at night and some are in daytime.
Okay.
It's such a shame the Halberd is garbage in this game. It's such a shame.
Why? They just do bad damage or what?
No, because in Dark Souls 3, you wouldn't know, but all their attacks are like poking forward, which are nice and quick and good at countering damage. All attacks in this game, except if you're blocking, are these big ol' swings, which are really slow. And unless you
So
hit...
that's the point of spears then?
Yeah, pretty much. But a halberd is a spear and an axe, so it should have pokes on the lights, swings on the heavies, what in Dark Souls 3. Also, unless you hit people with actually the top of it, their hit model, it does like half damage, which is very annoying.
Oh, okay.
Awesome, I have just enough souls to give to Melentia. So then we can go fight the boss, and then we can fight the other two bosses I wanted to fight earlier.
Yeah, I'm wandering around while watching you play as well. It's such a tragedy. I'm watching the hours tick by until I have to sleep, and I'm like, I want to play too, but it's Sunday. It's not a real weekend day. Instead, let's just get ready for work.
Lively.
I'm just gonna beat the boss. I want to get that fragrant branch of yore. I'll deal with one boss without the silver serpent ring.
What's the Silver Serpent ring?
It makes you get extra souls from everything you do. And I wanted to get enough souls to buy it off Valencia before I fight the first boss, but it's gonna take too long, so I'm just gonna do it and worry about the souls later.
You can just farm if needed, right?
I can farm what?
You can just farm if needed. More souls.
Well, remember, that eventually runs out, unless you're in the Covenant of Champions, but again, it's just one boss, I'd rather just get it done.
Yeah.
I'll show you what I mean when this boss is dead, about the ring.
Okay. Yeah, playing through Dark Souls really makes me think that that's where you took inspiration from for the Flatlands. Although for me, I took it from Dragon's Dogma, so.
Whatever works, man. But here's the first boss.
He actually reminds me of Dante's Inferno. Where you
People
fight
more at half
Crusaders
health
with
too.
swords. Which one?
People feel more at half health too.
Yeah.
No, there's a phase change in the middle where it'll remind you more of that, I think.
Okay. Because the Crusaders in Dante's Inferno, they have like swords sticking out of their back. Have you played Dante's Inferno?
No.
Okay, yeah, no, because like when Dante goes down to hell, he, the seventh circle for like, what was it called, like violence. The Crusaders are down there because they thought they were doing a holy cause, but they weren't, so they were sent to hell instead. And then they have swords. They have swords sticking out of their back because the same way they betrayed their cause to God. They are now have the same thing too. And he looks pretty easy.
Keep in mind I'm also very experienced in this game.
Okay.
But he is the first boss, he's supposed to be pretty straightforward. But as you saw, he ripped his arm off to try to hit me with it.
Okay. But like like number 3 to me felt like it's not nearly as designed to be as easy.
It gets much harder later on, especially the optional bosses. This is one of those games where the optional bosses are the hardest ones.
Number 2 or number 3?
2. The 2 hardest bosses in this game are totally optional.
I prefer that generally because it's more of a challenge that you want to rather than have a wall in the middle of the game that will prevent you from going through.
Take these!
See? You buy 10,000 from her and she gives you that, and now I talk to her again.
My name, you're a stranger to this land. Oh, we get as strangers these days. Everybody's gone and run off. Drang Lake's been a pile of rubble since the war fought long, long ago. And the giants crossed the sea. Seemed like
I always wonder exactly how
never
that random
end.
old lady got there.
Poor folk like myself have nary a place to sleep. That's why I keep all me things right with me. You may travel light, but methinks you bear a burden. They say these trees grew from the remains of the giants. From each
Although I like the concept that she actually made a little rain shade on her little backpack.
But you know what they also say?
Well, if she blocked around as long as she wants it.
Yeah.
It's high time that I
There we
pick
go.
up a move.
Now she'll go back to Majula, which is the
I've a
hub,
bargain for you.
and
Next
she
time we meet
sells
my
infinite
love.
life gems there.
Okay. I like how her hand has some dark magic coming from it.
It's high time. It's high.
That's because she's a hag.
Lowly.
But that watch, I should say this and she should go away. Perfect.
Oh, she doesn't actually get up and move, she just vanishes. I got some macarons at Trader Joe's that are actually pretty good, but everyone around it was pronouncing it as macaroons, and I'm like, there is only one O. Oof.
That was done with me.
Have you had macarons before?
I probably didn't know they were called that, but I'm sure I have.
They look like a sandwich cookie. And they're French and expensive because they're made with almond flour, and they're hard to make.
Alright, let's fight a boss early because I want to.
And there's a picture. Okay. I like how it literally just drops in. Wait, is he floating?
Yes, he is.
Okay. Is there a reason for that? So you still got hurt in rolling animation, but did not get staggered?
Yeah, because my agility is low.
Does he ever use the other weapons on his back?
Another decoration.
Hooray, and immediately the other soldiers come back to life.
They were just waiting. But you're supposed to fight that guy in the next zone, but I like fighting him early because it's easier in this place, I think. It's more open.
Oh, how did you summon him early?
Just going up here summons him.
So if you kill him here, you cannot fight him the next time.
Correct.
Okay. I thought it was like an optional thing. You can fight him once and then fight him where you're supposed to normally fight him.
Oh no, you fight him several times throughout the game.
Okay. Let's check the emails.
Is that here to see? However,
Oh, thank God, no emails.
SD here's Melanchi at home now.
Okay.
Oh, you again? Go on. It's on the cheap for you.
Oh, the dark magic is gone from her hands. Or is it just a light?
It's just a light is still there. Let's see.
Is she magical or what?
I don't know. I've never actually attacked her to see what she does when she attacks you back. Because she sells lots of boss
Lonely times.
armors.
That would totally be Nana just sitting around. Never mind the preparation, glowing dark hands.
You, stand back. This is dangerous work. The name's Lenigrast, and you are... a man ought to labour with his feet planted firmly in the earth. Not roam around like you flirtatious vagabonds. Oh, what does it matter? Go on, show me what you've got. Your equipment. Let me have a look.
Why did you buy multiple of one item?
Because I'm going to upgrade this to Magic, Fire, Dark, Lightning, Enchanted.
What are the elements? That's it?
Yeah. Because unlike in Dark Souls 3 and 1, if I remember correctly, if you enchant a weapon with magic, you then can't buff it with magic weapon. In this game, you can.
Okay.
So you can have very high amounts of damage, which is why I like to play this game as a Spellblade.
Okay, that reminds me of Dragon's Dogma. You can enchant your... Well, you can't
Correct.
have an enchanted weapon,
You'll
but you
need
can temporarily enchant your weapon with elements.
Correct.
And they
Don't.
stack, so
You'll
you can
need so. I
sometimes
know.
break the
Don't
game
waste
for
your.
stacking some
I'll be
enchantments,
around.
but yeah.
Nice. But now I'm going to get
wait.
some proper equipment.
Oh, wait, you can't stack the enchantments. I thought there's something you could do to break the game. Oh no, that's the... the reason is that if you stack the enchantments, that if you have a magic knight in your party, or you are a magic knight, you enchant your weapon, then cast a little ball that like shoots little magic balls when you hit it. It'll take on the enchantment effect of your weapon, and then what you do is you wander into an area of enemies weak to that, cast the ball, and then start hitting it with an enchanted weapon, and it wrecks everything, because elemental weaknesses are pretty strong.
They are in this game too, which is what I'm going to be exploiting later on. The issue is
Okay.
to do what I want it to do, you have to be a Hexer, which means you need lots of strength, or lots of intelligence and faith. which is often rather hard to get, because then you don't have much strength or dex or life or anything else.
But you make it up by spamming spells from far away.
No, I mainly play melee.
Okay.
Oh, I've stocked some new things, and they've been selling. Well.
Once you spend enough of this guy, he starts to sell actually good shit, which is what I'm doing now.
Thanks.
There we go. Now I'm a real cleric. See if I can get that ring too for later uses.
The beautiful top of the fur, but the frayed end kind of bothers me.
Hmm?
Your cloak being beautiful and clean at the top, and but all dirty and frayed at the end.
That's because I'm a traveling cleric, man.
Undead, are we? And one without much time remaining. Just about ready to fall apart, I'd say. Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat. Well, suit yourself. Oh yes. You may call me Shaqua. Enchanté. So, what did you want anyway? Ooh, you smell wonderful.
Just normal stuff, you know.
So there's a char in Dark Souls 2.
I mean, it's a regular cat size thing, but technically yes. Need that.
Is that really a cat, or is that someone who got turned into a cat?
Satisfied? I'll be around.
It's kind of a thing from Dark Souls 1 where there was a giant cat who led the Forest Covenant, and this is just a small version of that, pretty much. She lets you get out of covenants, and also sells some really good rings for later use.
Okay.
But now I need to go back here and pick up.
I like. Is this so? That's the hub.
Yes, you have a direct hub where eventually every NPC you talk to, that's your friend, goes to it, so you can more easily talk to them later.
It looks prettier than number 3. I know 3 has better graphics, but I like that kind of like by the cliffside with the ocean thing. Health insurance sucks. So yeah.
Yes, indeed it does.
You pay so much for it, and then it covers less and less every year. And it's like, what's the point of health insurance if I need to spend a ludicrous amount of money just to cover my deductible?
Here's your obligatory Indiana Jones reference.
That movie was so classic. Oh, I miss those days where like Indiana Jones was the number one thing you'd watch when you get home.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And in
I
that way,
was
kind of reminds me of
just
Dark Souls as well, because number
daydreaming,
2 is
I think.
technically the odd one out.
My name is Ken.
Yeah.
I'm a traveler, like yourself.
I don't count 4, so.
I'm navigating the continent to create
Oh,
a
the
map.
new Indiana Jones?
No, the one with the aliens and stuff.
Why cartography?
Yeah,
you
that
ask?
one really jumped the shark.
Well,
Yeah, I
that's a
have
good
to admit
question.
though.
When
I did
first
like
came-
Kate Blanchett as the villain though. She was cool to see as Falco.
But I do know one thing for certain. I came Drang. Have you seen? I
With the Russians instead of the
now.
Nazis.
Yes. Wait. Then what? Were you wonderful ship here? What a incredible. Oh, I would. I something. I'll be back. Perhaps we. I'll be. Perhaps.
But that reminds me, I forgot to ask. If you had to pick one class to technically use for runes, since I don't want to buy upgrade extractors, would you rather have it be a Viper Condi Zerker or a Viper Condi Firebrand?
I don't know. I don't know how much both are wanted.
Okay. Because I kind of feel like Zerka's wanted because you can just run banners. And Firebrand, you could technically would run healing, but it's a completely different stat. I mean, when you run a warrior, are you typically Condi or power?
I'm generally power, but if we need Condi, I just swap to that.
Okay.
Ow. So now we can go and grab the regen ring. This is the key I got for beating the last giant.
Okay. So what does that ring do?
Slowly regens my health, so now I have better stamina regeneration and health regeneration.
That's pretty slow, because I don't really see it working.
I mean, if it was fast at BOP, it is very slow. It's a shame we won't be having the stats to use either of these things. Look at this for a great sword.
So you're Cloud.
Pretty much.
That's even the same pose.
When I played it with Nick, he called it the Apache helicopter blade, which it really does look like it. And then this is the one of the better weapons in the game. The problem is you can only get one per playthrough. It's big pokey lance.
It has no shield.
Nope. But it does like some of them. It does the most counter damage of anything. So if you hit someone in the middle of an animation, you do crazy damage to them.
That looks pretty freaking though, so.
Pretty what?
Well, attacking somebody while they're doing something else looks pretty frequent though, so.
Yeah, that's why it's so good. Especially good against bosses who have long animations. But you need quite a lot of stats to do that, and I won't be getting that. I'd normally run 20 strength, 20 dex, so I could use the Murakomo, because that thing is OP as hell, but I'm gonna use Maces this time.
I'm just sad that the lance has no shield.
Not everything can be Monster Hunter.
But then you could have done Mario Kart across the entire map. Which I forgot what the Iceborne changes are to the Lance, so... I know Gun Lance got that direct buff, so...
Credit on the Ring of Blades, which you got from fighting the Pursuer. It makes all your weapons do more damage, which is really nice.
Okay.
The more, if it's just physical, it does more. If it's enchanted, it does less for you. You normally fight the Pursuer right here. Past these little head thingies.
Oh, but it looks like it's it's cramped.
It is. But there's these Trebuchet, not the Trebuchets, Ballistas, because you can parry the Pursuer. You generally do it about here. And then if you run real quickly over to this one, and shoot that, he's pretty much dead. But that's really tricky, and I'm not good at it, so I just fight him man to man.
Are they? What are they doing?
Yeah, they're punching the tree because it's a giant. They used to be an enemy of these people, so they're, as the Hollow soldiers, they're like, oh, this is our last order, we need to keep hitting this tree because it's a giant, it's bad.
This lore is the same as in number 3 and 1? Or they changed it a bit for 2?
They changed it. All the ones have different lore.
Oh, each game?
Yeah, because everything is still about cycles, but it's a different cycle each time. Here's some Roman armor for you.
Okay.
But it ain't clerical. Time for a Dark Souls 1 reference and a zone transition. We'll be coming back here. I just got some stuff to finish in the other zone. Well, eventually be jumping down there into those fire pits with those giant fucking lizards, but they are way too hello for me right now.
Okay. I forgot. What exactly is the lore reason behind the fact that resting at a bonfire brings every enemy back to life?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't think it's ever been explained why that specifically happens. Thank God for blunt damage. The skeletons are so weak to it.
Oh, Rick Steves Europe's on TV. My parents are on vacation right now, so they keep sending me pictures. I should start forwarding them to you too, so you can be just as jealous of whatever they're eating as I am.
Shit, I should have assumed that was a parry animation.
Is Terry still there? I thought he said he wanted to play with you.
He hasn't said anything recently.
Because I assume you're in the forest now already? Or you already got to the forest?
Yeah, I already cleared the forest. That was that forest. That was that fallen giant guy.
Oh, okay. Brennan 123 ABC. This isn't the Lego movie. Is this supposed to be a ninja joke that I'm missing?
Why did I look away just when that guy was swinging at me?
You're still alive.
No, that's not the Lego movie. This is Dark Souls 2.
I think you missed an item of some sort.
I'm aware. I'm just trying to clear the enemies out, so it's easier for me to grab stuff.
Oh.
Did not intend to draw all these people, but we'll make it do.
I know they can't be hurt by enemies, but are they blocked by the enemies? Looks like you can't walk past them.
Yeah, they can body block each other.
Nice.
That was exciting.
He was using mainly spells.
Yeah, it was an NPC. This is the whip if you wanted to see it. It's got lots of
NPC.
range.
I thought that was another player.
No. I can get invaded by another player, I just don't think there'll be many around, but it's got good range as you can see, and its running attack is really good, because you can, if it'll let me run, 360s.
Oh, okay. Wait, I thought all the invaders are supposed to be human players.
No, they have NPC invaders too. The very first time I played this game, I used a whip with my offhand, and then a longsword, so I had like sweeping attacks up front, and then range attacks with the whip.
Okay, so the whip is generally a good idea, or is it just do really low damage?
There's a special whip you can get later on that does lots of damage, but the basic one's kind of crap, and it does slash, so it's weak against armor.
Ouch.
I mean, it's my favorite, Brennan. I know it's a popular opinion, but this is my favorite Dark Souls.
Is 2 really like that disliked among the 3?
Yes, could have changed the most.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're wondering why there's so many of these trees around, they serve a function late game, and they also every time you get invaded by anyone, NPC or player, they have a chance to spawn a tree of the fallen giants, which if you use it makes regular enemies focus the invader for you.
Okay.
There. Less.
Is it only in 2 where they have that?
Correct.
But that's essentially what 3 used the blue banner for, right?
No, there's still people that can be summoned to help you, but that's what that item does.
Okay.
Now we're finally back here, trying to beat up some knights. I love blunt damage.
Is it technically speaking the best?
No, there's some persons again that have unarmored people, but a lot of the bosses are armored, so it's really helpful for most of it.
Okay.
Blunt weapons also tend to have decent damage compared to slash. Their issue is that they're most often pretty short, so your range is kind of crap.
Okay.
Do I want to try the meme strat for this guy? What do you think, Duel?
I say do it.
Do the meme? Okay.
What is that noise?
Go look for first hit boxes.
Oh, wow. What exactly was the meme part of that?
We haven't got to that yet. You'll see when you get there. Yeah, there's 2 bosses in this area, and one can be memed, which is what I'm gonna try. We'll see if it actually works though. You can see him right there. As you can see, he's on kind of a small platform. You can make the platform bigger, but you can also make him fall off the platform, which is what I'm gonna try to make him do.
Okay. But that means he won't drop anything, right?
No, he still will. They still give you the souls. and
Okay.
the item.
I like the scene here. It looks like it really was once nice.
I hate fighting these guys.
What's wrong with them?
They're hard to stagger and they're fast.
Okay. What are they? Former paladins?
Good question, I forget. Okay, if I remember correctly, I have to wait 7 steps and run to his right, run to his left. Let's see if it works. Messed up, got to do it fashion way. As you can see, it's a very tiny platform to fight him on, though. Luckily, this guy's pretty easy.
Oh, this is the one you cannot meme.
No, he's the one you can meme. You can make him walk off the platform when it's that big thrust attack, but it's really hard. And there got it. I knew I shouldn't have tried the meme strat. But I did it too early. I'm gonna try it one more time. If that doesn't work, I'll do it regularly.
How do you pick up your souls if you fall to your death?
It goes where you fell off.
Okay.
Yeah, I went at 5 instead of 7, so I'll try 7 this time. Oh, I didn't even open the chest that I beat that guy for. I'm an idiot. Oh well. Let's try again. There we go. It was 7.
Okay.
Yep, that's how you can beat that guy super early if you don't even have a blunt weapon.
Are you from these parts? My name is Lycia. I have come to spread the art of miracles, a practice of which I am a disciple. I can see that you are well suited to comprehend, but the cost of it. The king. Why did I come here? Do I need any other reason than to... My preceptor always said this art, and such... Sometimes I fight the urge to pack up and go back home. It is, and being out here all alone only makes it... I expected this cathedral to be bustling, but there's hardly a soul to... Without any goings-on, I'll have to move soon. To a place I could help the gullible by teaching the good word.
Very subtle.
I expect to... Sorry.
Yeah,
No need
I'll
for
buy her
mirror.
stuff
The
later. She
gods.
teleports to does hub soon.
Okay.
And unfortunately, because I killed that big guy, the white guys are now all standing up, so they're gonna be really annoying to get through. I should really stop trying to parry this guy.
You can't hit them on the ground again?
No. You can't.
No.
Thankfully, they can't hit you either, so it's fair.
Okay.
Ow.
What's the name of the city? I really like this this area you're in.
Hades Tower of Flame.
Okay. Hades?
HEIDE''S.
Oh, okay. I really like that concept, kind of a giant cathedral standing on the water.
Yeah, it's these guys that make this level higher, this place higher level. These fuckers.
I can see that. They really, it's really annoying how they have no stagger when the bigger guys actually, the bigger guys don't because they're big.
Is that to heavy attack them, to stagger them, not light attack?
Okay.
The worst one's in that top of that stairs. He's got a spear, and this is the worst weapon for me to fight with a mace. Time to get burned. Hate that fight. Here's the actual cathedral itself. Big and pretty. Big old drawbridge.
Yeah. That's cool. I like his hat.
Unfortunately, you can't get his hat. In Dark Souls 3, you can get that hat.
Oh, that's cool.
But that guy is Ornstein. He's been a boss in every game, pretty much.
Okay.
Transient being. This is no place for one such as you. Be gone. You are not needed. Transient being. You would never make a Knight of the Blue, and I have nothing more to say. Be gone.
This is the PvP help covenant, so you have to help someone before he'll talk to you. Or pick up an item that you get for helping people. Now we can try and level up though, because we just got lots of souls for killing those two bosses.
Yeah.
Bearer of...
I'll be around.
Time to fight the pursuer again. There he is.
Oh. Now he's creepy red eyes too. He has Nagakuga eyes.
Damn it. He also looks like that if he hits you with the blue stab on any other stage, but sometimes, yeah, he just
Okay.
shows up like this. It means he's empowered.
Okay.
But if he hits you with that shiny blue sword stab, he does that too. Fuck you, Pursuer.
What is that?
Something from your microphone.
I don't know what it is though.
What is it? I don't know you, and you don't know me. Things are better that way. You are an odd one. Normally, people keep a safe distance when they see this mask. But you... I'm called Lucatil. From the land of Mira to the far east, across the mountains.
She's got a cool mask.
They say Drang Lake brims with powerful souls. And so I came to claim my share. But what a strange place. Even the rumors did not prepare me. You are an odd one indeed, while you've made a point of engaging me. I can see that you are mid-journey. If you require assistance, I will help you.
You can summon her for a few fights.
I come from Mira, a land of knights. Don't hesitate to call upon me. Whatever happens, I won't be missed. You are... what?
Her and that guy we met at the start with the big blue sword outside the hub. He and her are both people you can summon for certain fights, and if you summon them enough, they give you their equipment.
What happens if they die in a fight?
Then you don't get their credit for that fight. You have to have them along for 3 fights. You can use ascetics to reset the fight, so you can just kill the same one multiple times if you want. But you need at least 3.
Okay.
Finally, I got a parry.
Yay.
Finally, got a parry. That works.
That looked like a computer because they kept backing up.
It was. I doubt I'll be invaded. A human player will not have a name like that. They'll have a name with a bunch of fucking numbers in it and probably a swear word in it.
Okay.
It sucks though, because I needed that barrel that guy broke earlier, and he broke it, so I gotta go do this again. But the Forlorn guy, he invades a bunch of times in this game because this is the enhanced edition of Dark Souls 2. And if you beat him enough times, you get his weapons and his armor.
Okay.
Which is neat. The problem is his weapons are hollow, so every time you die in this game, you lose health as you become more and more hollow, which makes your face look so fucked up. You can revert it with a human effigy, but his weapons do less damage if you're not hollow. And by less, I mean a lot less damage. So you pretty much have to be hollow for his weapons to be any kind of decent. So you have to have half health or lower.
So how many times do you need... Oh, that's what the little extra bar is beyond your life bar?
Yeah, that's the health I would have if I was human.
Well, you didn't dodge that. Oops.
I didn't think it throw straight down. Apparently it could. Yeah, this is what happens when you pump all your points into other stats you're gonna need later and not health at the start, because I am very weak for this level. Because I've only put like 2 points into health. These guys have cool capes though.
That is a giant fluffy cape.
Okay, we got the barrel. Hopefully this will work this time. Please be kind to me, RNGesus. Boop. Good. This is the other blacksmith, the one that can actually infuse your stuff.
Okay.
I need to light that torch so we get off that box so I can open it.
Oh, why can't they all be this easy? Ooh. Shape up. Shape up, I say. Oh, dear Flame. Flame, I smell flame upon you. I'm Macduff the blacksmith. So, hand that ember to me. Right now, you imbecile. You've got stones. Give me stones.
But I don't have anything yet to make them cool. I don't got magic stones yet.
Be gone.
Guy sells a katana though, if you want to use that, I guess. The problem is you only get one basic katana per game. You can loot other ones though.
Be gone.
I find it so funny they just drop off the stage. So I looked at the old hag merchant. It turns out that if you do attack her, she actually will curse you and turn you into a hollow.
That sounds like her. That's why I don't ever attack her. I don't ever attack any NPCs that are talking to me, really, unless they directly attack me first, because they often have stuff to give you if you don't be a dick.
But I'm looking. I was scrolling through. I also found out the so-called saint who just rips you off.
Oh yeah, I mean her last line to you before she leaves is, "I need to go somewhere else to gull people out of their souls." So she's pretty evil. She invades you later in the game, constantly trying to kill you.
I find that funny.
That's how so many people have died in her little hallway, because that's where she sits. And once you invade you 3 times, you get a special orb where you can invade her back and fight her. She's very annoying to fight because she has lots of miracles.
Says here, if you just use a ground pound weapon plus poison, you can cheese the fight. Because she says she has like basically no poise.
Yeah, I mean, most weapons that can pancake make this game really easy. But the problem is pancake can drain your durability on that weapon really fast. Unless you have a way to repair it, it's going to run out of health. Time for nearly everyone's least favorite fight in the game. Okay, let me get all my stuff on. That's the problem with it. If you're too slow, they all come after you.
Oh, is it on a timer?
No, it's not a timer, just there's 3 of them, and once you kill the first one, the other 2 start to come at you, so you have to... Generally, this is a fight you summon for, and if you do it by yourself, you just have to have a lot of damage.
Oh, okay.
Which I, at this point, do not have.
Sent you a picture.
I mean, that's great. I really can't look at it right now because I'm streaming.
But yeah, no. Yeah, it's Alicia. What the? Okay.
Hit the fireball that was next to him, so I blew up. So all these little barrels are next to this guy.
So you're gonna get him to. Well, if he hits it, you're nearby. You get blown up too, right? Yeah.
Alright, at number 2. No problem.
Yay.
Hit him with the chime. I'm assuming you have to sleep soon.
Relatively soon, yeah. What just happened there?
Just an enemy that explodes when I walk past him. Let's go level up.
Bearer.
Nice, 20 faith, 20 end. That'll help me get all the other trainers. I'll go show you the cleric lady who keeps training you.
Oh, hello there. An honor to see you again. This room is not as it seems. There are two, not one pathways leading out. And only this lovely thing reveals the other path. And this, you lovely thing, only runs on miracles.
Which is a lie, but that's expected of
Shall
her.
I provide you with one?
Kind of sucks that, like,
Yeah, look at the power of miracles. She pushed a button to open the other path.
Go ahead then. To cast miracles, miracles began as tales told by. We preserve their will with law. You must
but she does
nourish
train you.
shift.
I mean, she has some basic miracles, which are all these ones, which I'm going to buy
May
eventually.
the power offer your. Just that.
So wait, I have 20 faith. Shouldn't she give me her stuff?
Miracles is and
Or is it 25
what
you
is
need?
the well?
It says here 30.
You require.
Okay,
No need. The gods.
I'll grab that later then. Yeah, I'm gonna
You can
go.
tell right away. She says the gods frown upon being such a scrimper.
Oh yeah, she's like, give me money. The gods demand you give me money. Oh yeah, like give me money. The gods demand you give me money.
This is great RP inspiration.
Very snake oil salesman of her. It's funny because the evil quote unquote spellcaster who's up here isn't rude at all to you as long as you have enough faith in it. Who's right here behind this chair. Hey, Falcon.
The dark stirs. I see it. The dark is sparked within you.
I like that he's just sitting,
My name
facing the
is
wall,
Falcon.
in the middle of nowhere.
I will track you
Oh,
to
yeah.
what you need. These are for you.
Because they have 20, 20, 20, he gives me this.
Together into the dark.
Okay.
Yeah, he sells hexes, which require both faith and int, which is
So
nice.
they're basically pyromancers.
Yeah, because in this game, pyromancy doesn't require either of those things. And
No
in,
matter.
in 3 they changed the stats pyromancies, and hexes were diverted between all the magic schools. So now I can show you the cool armor he gives you, and then I'm gonna get Kale's thing, and then figure out where to go after that, and then we'll probably stop. Yeah, spooky evil wizard armor, spooky.
Evil.
Thanks.
It does give you extra casting for spells to wear the hat, but it looks ugly, so we're gonna go back to the night hat.
But don't you need your spells more health?
Well, it gives me 1 extra cast per spell, so on most spells it doesn't really matter, because the more attunement you have, which is the more spells you can equip, the more uses you get of each spell individually, because right now I only have 3, but eventually heal becomes like 8 uses if you get high attunement. That's right, he doesn't show up till I break the don't go down here he told me to do, and now there's just skeletons down here.
What happens if you go down there before?
You can't. He gives you the key to open this place, and down here is a Lord Vessel, or a Soul Vessel, which lets you reset your stats if you want to, or reallocate your points. And now that I've cleared this out, next time I sit down, he'll be up here next to the map, being like, "Oh, look, the map's lighting up," because each of these little spots are the more bosses you beat, the more it lights up. And once you fully light it up, he's like, "Yay!" and he gives you his clothing, which is actually pretty good, and it looks really nice.
Okay.
See if I can get the silver cat ring over here.
You don't. It sounds like 3 where like those boss souls are used for weapons.
What's happening?
Yeah.
You have that glint in you. And the scent of one. Oh, don't feel bad. I'm sure your mother's still proud.
That is a shark tongue char.
I'll be.
Alright, time to get naked.
You would think that a big fluffy cape like that you could use as a break your fall.
Yeah, as you can see, that much fall damage with nothing on and the fall damage reducer ring on.
Okay.
It's very mean in this game. Yeah, we don't have the key for that ladder below me, but we're gonna go there eventually. We're just unlocking bonfires right now.
So is this like an optional dungeon?
No, you have to go here eventually, so I'm just doing it now. That's kind of far. I don't know if I'll survive that. Let's find out. Nope. So I gotta go from the top and fall into that platform.
Technically speaking, your character is technically immortal.
The way it works in most of the Dark Souls, except for 3, is that everyone is immortal technically, but you going hollow is you're losing hope, and hope is what keeps you going. And once you lose your hope entirely, you become a mindless zombie.
Okay, but how does 3 differ?
You're unkindled, which is someone who's linked the fire before, but then died, and so you're brought back to do it again because no one else is doing it.
Okay. Don't you need to heal first before that?
I thought I had enough. Apparently I did not. Yeah, this is why I'm doing it when I have very few souls, because I doubt I'm going to survive doing this.
Okay. I think I see where this twitching sound effect is coming from.
Are you moving your mic?
Yeah, but it's not, I don't think it's the mic itself. It's the connection into my phone, possibly. So.
God damn it, falling damage.
Yay. Makes you wish it was like Monster Hunter, right? Where you could leap off of a mountain and you take no fall damage.
I mean, it's just me being... I need to just waste all my healing just to get to the bottom, which is annoying because there's a few enemies at the very bottom to get to the gutter.
Okay. Yeah, because, I mean, people theorize that Monster Hunter, the planet you are on, has lower gravity, which explains why huge monsters can fly despite not having big enough wingspans to do it. And your character can literally leap off a mountain and still be fine.
Is that hideous? However,
So every time you're dying, your maximum health is shrinking?
To a cap. It caps out at 50%, but with the Ring of Binding I have on 75%. I may need to wait till I have more health, but I'm sure I can make this now that I have an extra flask.
So you technically can't really become a mindless zombie, right?
No. If you have enough levels of Sin, which is a stat, which is you get more of it by killing NPCs or going and invading and killing players, that makes your Sin rank go up, which gives you, it can make your health go down to God. Okay, we can't do this at this health level. It makes your health go down to eventually 10%.
Okay.
But you can revert it, which is what I'm about to do, and then we'll come back to this later when I have more health. With one of these.
Oh. Yeah, I really do become normal again. Although it's kind of creepy that your character, male or female, has a really unnatural wide stance.
I imagine that's to make it so armor clips less when you're wearing it.
Yeah.
Actually, I can go and open up that path to the tutorial to get an extra shard now that I'm here, since I have a spare fragrant branch.
What are those things?
Sorry, keep in mind I can't talk when I'm without holding down a button. They're called basilisks, and their giant eyeballs usually are not actually their eyeballs. They have a really small face. It's just to scare people. And the smoke they keep spitting out, if I stand in it, will petrify me, which instantly kills me. So I need to make sure I don't stand in it. Here, I'll see if I can show you their face. So you can see their faces are actually really small. Those are just big spooky eyeballs.
Oh, okay. So it's not really their eyes, it's like extra appendages.
No, it's just to scare predators away. Like, look how big I am, ooh. Is that all the torches? So we'll find out.
Okay.
Yes, it was all the torches.
So who do you fight?
Yeah, he just killed me because I wasn't in a good spot to fight him, and I thought I could parry him, and it turns out I could not because I'm not good at parrying.
Oh, okay. Is it just me, or is the first NPC who invaded you the most difficult compared to that one?
Who, the armored Dennis?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty rough. Come on. Come on, dialogue. There we go.
Yes, you! Give us Silky!
Garbage. Hey, that's lucky. Too bad I don't have the dex to use it. Okay, remember when I said there's a good whip? I just got it from them. The base one does like 60 damage, this one does 233 base damage.
Okay. So you could essentially do a 360 wipe people out really quickly.
I mean, it won't kill people, but it does a lot of damage, and it does extra damage against hollows. Little thingy there, see biggest attack boost against hollows. There's only a few enemies, actually, that count as official hollows, but there's one boss that counts. No, two bosses that count, so it'd be good against them.
Okay.
I wonder if that glitch still works to kill these things easily. more G strats if this works. Like it used to.
What are you planning to do?
Lure them onto this, then have them fall off.
How did... Are they... okay.
There's
Looks like they're
one.
not even falling off.
Oh, they do
Oh,
eventually
there they
take some jiggling.
Okay, because it looks like at first they're like walking on thin air because like the game's just decided not to clip.
Pursuer's back again, by the way.
So he just invades you randomly?
He has set locations he shows up. This is one of them, and he's leaving now because I went too far away from him. But there's a few locations he shows up. He often gives you a pretty good item if you manage to beat him. And the actual reward here is that coffin, plus link the handmaids give you once you kill all the ogres.
Okay.
Which I'll show you once we get there.
Yeah, I'm just walking back and forth at the same time. Guess I'm also preparing for work.
Okay, I want you to try to guess what happens when I get in this.
You die.
No. What do you think has changed? The nature of your being has changed is what the description said.
You're hollow.
No.
You're glowing.
No. Oh, hi, Pursuer.
I don't see anything.
I'll show you once he's dead. It's something people took a while to figure out, which is surprising what it actually, when you figure out what it changed. That took him a while.
I assume it's good though, since you actually used it.
No, you can revert it by getting back in. Can you see what it's changed now?
Oh, you're a girl, okay.
Yep, it changes you back and forth.
How does a coffin change your gender?
Who knows? But that's what
But
it does.
I guess it's more of an Easter egg.
I mean, no, because it's right in the open, so it's not really hidden. But it's just a thing that they put in because they wanted to, I guess. And then
I really think it's more of an Easter egg.
and then I'll go to show you the other reward you get once you talk to the handmaidens, which is, it seems like a joke reward, but it has a very specific purpose.
My neighbor put up Halloween decorations already, and I'm like, we're in an apartment complex. What are you gonna put up? We have no room to put anything up.
I think put some Halloween lights up, I guess.
He put a Day of the Dead mask on his door, but I'm like, now you can't see outside the door in case anyone is knocking at your door.
You have proven yourself to the forest. We have little to offer, except perhaps these. May they bring fortune to your journey in some small way.
A ladle?
Yes. They gave you a soup handle, a soup ladle.
So...
with 20 damage, compared to the mace's 130-ish. So it seems like crap, right?
Yeah.
Except if you go into your player stats, you see that it gives you stats. It takes away some stats, but it gives you adaptability.
So it's used for dodging.
Yes, it's used for soul level 1 builds because one of the few ways they can get adaptability. There's a few items in this game that give your character stats, and that's one of them. And also there's an upgrade path in this game called Mundane, which makes the weapon scale with your lowest stat. So if all your stats are the same, it scales with all of them at once. And that ladle, if you upgrade it with Mundane, because its base damage is so low, it does really high damage when you scale it with Mundane, and even if it breaks, which it will because it's got low durability, your Mundane damage will remain. That's one of the ways to make it through this game without ever resting, is to get a Mundane ladle.
Okay. So it's like a lethal joke weapon, basically.
Yes, it seems useless, but it has very specific purposes.
Equipment might now even dress. Don't.
It's like the Nana Soup Ladle Wop. Seems useless, but it has a very specific purpose.
Correct. Now I can finally upgrade everything to +3, I think, or at least a few of these to +3. Yeah, most of them, that's good. And then you can be +4.
How goes your take these?
Nice. Blacksmith hammer. I'm not going to use it, but it's good to get NPC quest lines finished.
What's bonfire intensity?
It's basically your game state, and the higher the intensity, the stronger the enemies are. It also refreshes the bosses. If you use an item called a bonfire aesthetic, it raises your intensity by 1, so it means you can force a certain section of the game to be a New Game Plus.
Okay.
Which makes New Game Plus items show up on some locations, which is really helpful. It's how you can get some really powerful stuff early on if you know exactly where to go. And also if you can beat New Game Plus while still being in pre-game.
New Game Plus is where like you start over again with like all your level and all your skills.
Correct. You keep all your stats and all your gear, and you go and you do the game over again. In Dark Souls 3, not much changes except for you get new rings. In this one, there's new NPCs and some new gear too that you can only get New Game Plus. I should have checked to see if I had a fragrant before I came down here because I need one of those. Shit, I don't think I do. I'm glad this restream works so good on my phone. I thought I'd have to download an app, but no, I just got to sign in. It's really sweet.
There's a restream app?
Yeah, it's the chat app I'm using, which is how I can stream to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time.
Okay.
Oh, good. I don't need one to get to No Man's Wharf. This is going to get the loot up there, which I don't care about at this point. I like how the bottom of my cloak's getting wet, but not the top because I haven't rolled it yet. And now it's all wet.
But then you just ruined the floof on the cave.
It's fine. It'll dry at the bonfire, which is right around the corner.
Does being wet affect you?
Yes, it makes fire do less damage to you and also puts out fire.
Okay.
There's a later area in the game in a lava castle that you basically need to be wet for most of it. And there's jugs of water to roll through.
Okay, because like in Dragon's Dogma, being wet's actually a pretty serious condition because like even though it doesn't really affect you it doesn't affect your looks. Any thunder elemental spells will do far more damage to you.
I assume so, but I think that'll be it for right now, and next time you're ready, we'll pick up from here.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, but that was a good stream, though. It's good to see that you can stream Dark Souls 2. I mean, you can't do 3, right? Because of the higher graphics that
No, I
it
can.
has.
I can. At least I'm pretty sure I can. I think
Okay.
I've done it before. I see. Yes, that's a very accurate picture of what's her face. Yes, that's a very accurate picture of
I just call her so-called saint.
That's a good expression. I'm gonna get that armor later. I'll probably replace most of my armor with it, but not the robe because the robe was fancy.
Holy crap, you have a ton of Discord channels. And that's a macaron.
See. Oh, and it's weird. It didn't have texting show up, but it had everyone else's show up. Probably because I have to have my phone. I need to set my phone next time I do this to don't ever close.
Okay.